जाति नीति कुल गोत्र दूरगम नाम रूप गुण दोष वर्जितम् देश काल विषयातिवर्ति यद् ब्रह्म तत्त्वमसि भावयात्मनि यत्पदं सकलभागगोचरम् गोचरं विमलबोधचक्षुषः शुद्धचित्घनमनादिवस्तु यद् ब्रह्म तत्त्वमसि भावयात्मनि षड्भिर्निभिरयोगि योगि हृद् भावितं न करणैर्विभावितम् बुद्ध्यवेद्यमनवद्यमस्ति यद् ब्रह्म तत्त्वमसि भावयात्मनि भ्रान्तिकल्पितजगत्कलाश्रयम् स्वाश्रयं च सदसद्विलक्षणम् निष्कलं निरुपमानवद्धि यद् ब्रह्म तत्त्वमसि भावयात्मनि जन्मवृद्धिपरिणत्यपक्षया व्याधिनाशनविहीनमव्ययम् विश्वसृष्ट्यवविघातकारणम् ब्रह्म तत्त्वमसि भावयात्मनि हस्तभेदमनपास्तलक्षणम् निस्तरङ्गजलराशि निश्चलम् नित्यमुक्तमविभक्तमूर्ति यद् ब्रह्म तत्त्वमसि भावयात्मनि एकमेव सदनेककारणम् कारणान्तरनिरास्य कारणम् कार्यकारणविलक्षणं स्वयम् ब्रह्म तत्त्वमसि भावयात्मनि निर्विकल्पकमनल्पमक्षरम् यक्षराक्षरविलक्षणं परम् नित्यमव्ययसुखं निरञ्जनम् ब्रह्म तत्त्वमसि भावयात्मनि यद्विभाति सदनेकधा भ्रमात् नामरूपगुणविक्रियात्मना हेमवत् स्वयमविक्रियं सदा ब्रह्म तत्त्वमसि भावयात्मनि यच्च कास्त्यन परं प्रत्यगेकरसमात्मलक्षणम् सत्यचित्सुखमनन्तमव्ययम् ब्रह्म तत्त्वमसि भावयात्मनि ब्रह्म तत्त्वमसि भावयात्मनि जाति नीति कुल गोत्र दूरगम नाम रूप गुण दोष वर्जितम् देश काल विषयातिवर्ति यद् ब्रह्मतत्त्वमसि भावयात्मनि यत्पदं सकलभागगोचरम् गोचरं विमलबोधचक्षुषः शुद्धचित्घनमनादिवस्तु यद् ब्रह्मतत्त्वमसि भावयात्मनि षड्भिर्निधिरयोगि योगिहृद् भावितं न करणैर्विभावितम् बुद्ध्यवेद्यमनवद्यमस्ति यद् ब्रह्मतत्त्वमसि भावयात्मनि भ्रान्तिकल्पितजगत्कलाश्रयम् स्वाश्रयं च सदसद्विलक्षणम् निष्कलं निरुपमानवद्धि यद् ब्रह्मतत्त्वमसि भावयात्मनि जन्मवृद्धिपरिणत्यपक्षया व्याधिनाशनविहीनमव्ययम् विश्वसृष्ट्यवविघातकारणम् ब्रह्मतत्त्वमसि भावयात्मनि हस्तभेदमनपास्तलक्षणम् निस्तरङ्गजलराशिनिश्चलम् नित्यमुक्तमविभक्तमूर्ति यद् ब्रह्मतत्त्वमसि भावयात्मनि एकमेव सदनेककारणम् कारणान्तरनिरास्य कारणम् कार्यकारणविलक्षणं स्वयम् ब्रह्मतत्त्वमसि भावयात्मनि निर्विकल्पकमनल्पमक्षरम् यक्षराक्षरविलक्षणं परम् नित्यमव्ययसुखं निरञ्जनम् ब्रह्मतत्त्वमसि भावयात्मनि यद्विभाति सदनेकधा भ्रमात् नामरूपगुणविक्रियात्मना हेमवत् स्वयमविक्रियं सदा ब्रह्मतत्त्वमसि भावयात्मनि यच्च कास्त्यनपरम्परात्परम् प्रत्यगेकरसमात्मलक्षणम् सत्यचित्सुखमनन्तमव्ययम् ब्रह्मतत्त्वमसि भावयात्मनि ब्रह्मतत्त्वमसि भावयात्मनि
Hari Om, good evening, a very warm welcome to all of you. Please come. Let's invoke the power of praying together. असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरि ओम तत्सत् श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरवे नमः। O Lord, the omniscient, the omnipotent, the omnipresent, who also has the divine name as Kruthagna, to such a supreme reality, together with Shraddha, Bhakti and Prapatti, we offer our humble most salutations. We seek your grace, your mercy, your love, your affection, your blessings, your care and protection, your forgiveness. O Lord, bless us with the divine qualities such as Shraddha, Bhakti, Jnana, Vairagya and Prapatti in a much more enhanced manner. This is only and only to understand thy true self, which we have been pursuing very hard. And we know for sure that without your grace, this is totally impossible. So we all beseech in you, we beg of you, again and again, to grant us this grace and help us realize our true self and become one with you. Om Tat Sat. Our humble salutations to the entire Guru Parampara. Om Tat Sat. by the immense grace of the Almighty and the blessings of the Guru Parampara, we are on our Divine Discourse number 479. Viveka Choodamani, Nidhidhyasana, number 8. On the 2nd of June 2026, Swasti Shri Parabhava Nama Samvatsara, Uttarayani, Grishma Ritu, Adhika Jyeshta Masa, Krishna Paksha, Dvitiyatitau, Mula Nakshatra, Sadhyanama Yoge Garachakarani. On this auspicious day of Tuesday and the auspicious time of the evening, we all reaffirm, revisit our goals, our mission, and our sole purpose of life, to attain which we constantly are in the thought of Naham Karta, Hari Karta, Hari Preranaya, Hari Prityartha. May this thought, by the grace of Almighty and the Guru Parampara, ever be present in me, and never the Aham Bhava come into my daily activities. We seek your special grace and blessings to achieve this. Our salutations to the Guru Parampara once again. Om Tat Sat. Good evening to all of you. A warm welcome. Namaste. So here we are talking of this Nidhidhyasana shlokas. Now a thought may come to you. What exactly should I look over here? Or should I get over here? Or should I experience over here? This thought should come to you. Because even a foolish man will not do anything without seeing a benefit in that action. So now, I would like to take you around this so that now we are almost at 260. We are today going to do 260. We are midway. We will understand the important concepts because my approach is result oriented, and whatever methods we can apply, some may not be the traditional methods, but what I can share out of experience, if it has worked for me, I can tell you, you also please try. Because there is no harm in trying. So that way, now I'll try to take you through some important concepts. Okay, first one is, what we are learning about that Supreme Almighty, we say that it is beyond our perception. Meaning you cannot do it, see, smell, hear, taste. Okay, without using your sense organs, you cannot fetch it, and you cannot fetch it or understand it with your mind as well. These are the only two instruments which we have. Then how do I get to understand this? So this is one very important aspect which comes. And now how to overcome that? So there is something known as the Brahmakara vrutti. We have to create that Brahmakara vrutti to overcome that. And the third one which I will mention to you is about my own experiential knowledge, along with using another factor, how we can achieve something which we cannot understand by our mind and something which we cannot perceive by our senses. So this is again God's grace alone. So I'll give you a preface with all these factors, and understanding them will keep it in the back of our mind, and then you will see how you are able to grasp all this knowledge of these shlokas. Because you now know what is the purpose. When somebody tells you this is the way you have to do and this is what you are going to get, and in the process keep observing whether you are getting to experience so and so. Okay, that way. Now what the Shastra says, to know anything in life or to refer to anything in life, there must be one of these 5 factors, one or more, but minimum one. Now what are they? Jati, Guna, Kriya, Sambandha and Rudi. These are the 5 aspects, and this is very interesting. You can use it in your daily life, where we to know about somebody, object or a place, either of you need to have either one or more of this, without which you cannot know. Now that is the reason Brahman does not come under all these 5. That's the reason we are not able to understand with the mind. Okay, what is Jati? Jati means a species, a breed, or a class, a segment, a race. All these come under Jati. Now if you look at some creature, first and foremost you will have a bifurcation. This is coming under humans, or this is coming under animal, this is coming under fish, this is coming under bird, a reptile. These are the Jati. And Brahman has got no Jati. So there, this first one fails. Second, Guna. Now to know a person, object or place, you need to have some quality. Like say for example a person. He is tall, he is short, he is dark, he is fair, he is fat, he is lean. These are all the characteristics where you can visually spot out a person. So here again under this Guna, unfortunately Brahman does not, Nirguna, he doesn't have any qualities of such kind. Then the third thing is Kriya. You can understand a person by his activity, or by, you can say, by a function what he does, or by the kind of a job he does. Like say you can call out, call out the driver of that blue car which is parked over there. Or you can say, I would like to see the chef who has made this dish. Now, how do we call that person? Based on his activity. Somebody is a cook, somebody is a driver, or we may say somebody is a watchman. So these are various activities, Kriya, but here Brahman doesn't do anything. Nishkriyaha. So it's completely Nishkriya. See how the worldly things and how Brahman is in contrast. Nirguna, Nishkriya. And then comes to the fourth one, Sambandha. Sambandha means relationship. You say so and so is my husband, so and so is my wife, so and so is my father, my mother, my daughter, my son, my brother, sister. Sambandha. Or my friend, my neighbor. There is some relationship. Whereas If you look at Brahman, he is one and one alone. Ekam Advitiya Brahma. With one alone, where he can have a relationship? So this too fails. This category of identifying or knowing or understanding Brahman completely fails under relationship because he is only one. Then comes Rudi. Rudi is by convention. And a good example for this is by Rudi, by practice. That's also, we give a name to a child. And that is the Rudi. By practice now the name is given and everybody starts calling him so and so. Hey, this is Sunil. This is Ganesh. How did it come? Because by practice he was given a name and thereafter by practice everybody is calling him by that name. By Rudi. But here nobody is there to give that one person by Rudi, call him by a particular name. That also fails. So in this way, now if you see, Brahman cannot be categorized in any manner. But then how do we understand him? And here there are these 10 shlokas which are talking about, whatever best way they can talk about his gunas. Like say Nishkriyaha. We know, okay, Kriya means activity, but here he is Nishkriyaha. Nirgunaha, he doesn't have any guna. So likewise all these qualities are being told to us. For what? Now comes the crucial part. Understand. See, if we want to make this philosophical understanding of the supreme truth to becoming an experiential insight for us, then what I am trying to tell you will be of utmost use to you. This is primarily out of sheer experience, failing and experience, trying and again failing. I was able to make some meaningful insights for you all. Philosophy, now you're listening to philosophy, you're understanding it. But what we want is not understanding. Understanding means you're a pandit, you're a philosopher, scholar, vidwan. But when it comes to the ultimate gain, we did not realize. There is no self-realization. This experiential insight is that self-realization. So to come to this from philosophical understanding to experiential insight, this is the beginning of our journey and the end of the journey is experiential insight. How do I make this plan? What is the route which I need to take? What is that which I need to understand? See, that is we are going into now details. Now let's start. Let's talk about this world. If I ask you, I'll give you a name of one particular flower, okay? I'll give you some name, Trikondom or something like that. Now, what is the meaning of this Trikondopo or something, some flower? You have never heard. So what is the meaning here? You are ignorant of this flower. Now, when will you get knowledge of this flower? When you see that flower. When you learn about that flower, you will then be able to understand, oh, there is something like this. Now, one very striking factor to show that whatever is happening, whatever is happening in our mind is purely what that consciousness wants to see through this mind or this jiva. How? How do you say this? Excuse me. Everything is available for us in front of us. Now imagine only one aspect. There are so many flowers, let's say, in front of us. But one particular flower, it enters your mind. Which means all the time, all the information in this world about the persons, people, objects, places, everything is there to everybody. But what the consciousness chooses to see or hear, smell, taste, experience through that particular jiva, only that is able to achieve. Now, how do I say this? Now what happens? I see a flower, although there are so many flowers. Now that image of that flowers goes into my eyes. How? The light enters, the flower doesn't enter. Now that light which enters my eyes, as you know by science, retina, inverted image, and from there through the optic nerves, these signals are carried. These images are carried. And these electrical impulses, they go to the brain. Now the vrutti vyapti, this is the Sanskrit term. In other words, it is the pervasion of a thought wave. Although there are 100,000, 10,000 things for me to see in this world, but now what the consciousness has chosen is to see a particular thing. Because this is also clear, whatever we perceive, we think, we do is all pre-decided in our mind. Even though you may be thinking that you are wanting to do, I did this, you're only doing it after the thought has come and you do it. But before you could take a decision, there is already a decision is taken from within. Now this is clear. Okay, now you saw that flower. Through the optic nerves it raised, and vrutti vyapti means there is a pervasion of a thought wave. Understand this very carefully, because then only it will make sense in terms of knowing what we are, all these shlokas, what we are learning, and how we can get established in that Parabrahma sthiti. We have to come to that stage of Brahmakara vritti over there. Now, this flower, pervasion of that thought in my mind is flower akara vritti. That thought wave, what is it about? It has taken the form of a particular flower in my mind. But I'm still not aware of this. Then a miracle happens, which till today science has not been able to understand. Although the image of a flower is taken in the mind with these electrical impulses, now where is the flower? Where is the image in your mind? See this, this is that illusion which is happening by Maya Shakti. Now suddenly that consciousness, it gives you that experience that is known as phala vyapti. It gives that illumination of that vritti. See, there are objects in your room, but you are not able to see anything because it is dark. The moment the light is switched on, everything will appear to you. In the same way, as the object is there in the room, in the same way all the impulses, electrical impulses, passed through the optic nerves in the brain, there is that vritti, that akara, formation of that particular object, place, person, thought, whatever it is there. But the moment consciousness shines upon it, just like you switch on the light, you are able to see, then illumination of that particular flower akara vritti happens. So far clear? Vritti vyapti, pervasion of the thought, but without consciousness that thought makes no sense, which normally it is when a person is dead. The mind is still working, everything is there, but there is no consciousness over there, so no vritti, phala vyapti is not happening. Now this consciousness lights up that thought. And so to speak, what does it do? Allowing the fruit or that phala of knowledge to manifest. That manifests in your mind and a portion of it goes to your memory. So next time when you see that person, place or an object, you know, yes, I've already met him, I already know him, I already tasted this, I've already seen this, I've heard this. That comes from the memory again. Vrutti vyapti, phala vyapti. Now this is all about the world. Okay, I didn't know a particular flower, I didn't know a particular person, I didn't know a particular object. Now this consciousness wanted me to experience that. So that's why they say, you have heard, whomever you meet in your life, whatever situation you confront in your life, it is all with a purpose. Now what is the purpose? That consciousness knows. It is giving you your account of the past karma. Every person, good, bad, ugly, sad, everybody comes in your life out of that past karma. You will not know somebody you may like so much that you are ready to do anything for that person. How does it happen? Others, if they look at it, what is so great about that person, they may say, but within you, that consciousness is working hard. It gives you that mental vrutti. What it did now, I did not know something, that removed the ignorance of that particular object. Although I see everything in this world, people, places, objects, but only the ignorance of some objects are removed, and that is what I say I know of a person, place or an object. Okay? The whole world is there for us, but how much do we know? Be it of people, be it of things, be it of places, we don't know. So whatever is destined to come to our mind, only that will come to our mind. You will get the thought to go there and see. You will get the thought to go there and experience. So that cover of ignorance which is there, it is there all, because I don't know everything in this world. It's a standard by default cover of ignorance on every aspect of the world. This is something very deep to understand. Although there are so many things, we don't know everything. So when we make an attempt with our senses and with our mind, so that mental vrutti, it removes the ignorance of that particular person, place or an object, and then consciousness flowing through this vrutti produces the knowledge of that object. Okay. Now we come to, this is all about, okay, it is a, let's say an ice cream akara vritti. I tasted an ice cream. Now that made an impression in my mind. Or it is a place, a so-and-so place is a beautiful place to visit. That akara vritti, a restaurant akara vritti. Or it's a scenic spot akara vritti. Or a person is a wonderful person to meet with. So XYZ person akara vritti. So this way we are constantly interacting in the world, forming various mental akara vrittis and removing the ignorance of those particular things in our life. Now what do we want? Self-realization. Where is our mind? 100% it is outside. All the time it is focused outside, looking at people, places, objects, people, places, objects, and gaining knowledge, meaning ignorance is going away because of that knowledge, and consciousness is enlightening that information, and we are constantly bred with this kind of a knowledge. Now what we want is the Brahmakara vritti, self-realization I want. Where it has to happen? In the mind. Where is ignorance? In the mind. So where knowledge has to come in? In the mind. If knowledge comes in your hand, leg or heart or liver, you will not be enlightened. Ignorance is in the mind and knowledge has to come in the mind. Okay. Now, I need to understand this supreme reality. And in the beginning itself, you made a disclaimer that it cannot be understood by the mind, it cannot be perceived by the senses. But now the Shastras again say that yes, it cannot be understood by the mind, but at the same time, without the mind, the ignorance cannot be removed, because ignorance is in the mind. Okay, it is a paradoxical statement, but good for us to go ahead. Now, what I do, or what we should do, is when the mind, through that constant philosophical study, why do we need to listen to this so much? One Brahma Vakya is enough to complete our entire philosophical study. But we need to listen to the same thing in different formats, in different angles, in different dimensions, in different spheres, and somewhere something may click. So here what happens now, the mind, through that constant study, it is taking all the philosophical inputs. Okay, it's all about Brahman, that supreme reality. Now that supreme reality, as you gain information, now what is that information? By reading these verses. When we are reading the verse, we understand the meaning, and we just having understood that meaning, now that meaning will go and form a vrutti. You don't have to do anything. Now you are on the operation theatre table. You don't have to do, you have to just go and lie down over there. Whatever has to be done will be done by the doctors. In the same way here, this knowledge which is going into your mind, just stay put without disturbance. Now all that will go and make a vrutti. Now that vrutti, by constant inflow, now your brain is never used to this kind of a knowledge. Suddenly, and that is where the Ishvara Krupa comes. Otherwise your mind will always be focused outside. Now when the Ishvara Krupa comes, it says this is the time I should give knowledge about the Brahman, the supreme reality, and this jiva should start accumulating this vritti of Brahman. The result of this is the ignorance about Brahman. I don't know. I didn't know a flower, I didn't know a person, I didn't know a place, I didn't know about an object. Ask how much do we know? Not even 0.000000001% of the knowledge of this world. That's all we may know, or even much worse than that. So now that ignorance about Brahman is slowly removed. That is what exactly we are doing here. So then next stage, vritti vyapti, that ignorance is removed, but I want that experience. I've been listening to all this so much, but where is the experience? Why is it not happening? I will tell you the reasons why it does not happen and how you can make it happen. So one part is good, we are putting in information. So with that information, we are slowly eradicating the ignorance of Brahman which we have had. And at that very instant, what happens? The phala vyapti which is there. This is a constant process which happens in the when we see the objects of the world, or the any aspect of the world. Along with the vritti vyapti, phala vyapti. Object is in the room, put on the light, you will be able to see it because it's already there. Now here, when you just come to know about this Brahman, in that deep state of mind, phala vyapti is just automatic, because Brahman is self-effulgent. That consciousness shines by itself. No separate phala vyapti is required to know the true self. This is the advantage. And why it does not happen, and what is that which can make it happen, is the crucial part. See, we all are listening. Phala Vyapti is happening. Vrutti Vyapti is happening. Ignorance about Brahman is going away slowly. But we are mixed up with the world. So the Brahmakara Vritti is contaminated with the world Akara Vritti. Till the time that realization happens, you have to ensure that the world Akara Vrittis are kept in abeyance. They are kept away. This is one important part which we need to see. Till that time. Now when you are sleeping, we all know which is the best duration as far as the quality of sleep is concerned, the deep sleep. Reason being, deep sleep is a state of mind where there are no dreams and no waking state. So if you are in the deep sleep state, meaning you are getting 100% rest. And how much is the quantum of deep sleep each one gets? On an average, it is about 1.5 hours. We say I slept for 6 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours. But if you see with the gadgets now, if you see, hardly it is about 1.5 hours. That too if you focus on sleeping well. So here, in the same way, when you are mixing up too many things, you cannot be active if your brain is dreaming all the time, or you say I want to sleep and at the same time I want to watch the cricket match. Can it happen? No. You have to either sleep or you have to either watch the cricket match. In the same way here, till you are able to achieve this Brahmakara Vritti, keep the rest sidelined. Whatever you do in the sideline practices, whatever you do, you need to take care of your family, you need to take care of your health, you need to do bare minimum things. There you have to do it with Naham Karta Hari Karta Bhav. That's it. You be in the world, do whatever you want to do, but in that bhav. But if you are going for sense pleasure, then it is contaminated. You will not get the result. And once you get, now initially you may get, I'll also tell you the stages. Initially you may get some flashes. That is, you can Savikalpa Samadhi. You have that thought of that Brahman. So, Savikalpa Samadhi. Then slowly the duration will increase. You may be doing for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, then 20 minutes, half an hour. Then slowly duration will go to 45 minutes, 1 hour. In that you will see a few minutes of state of Samadhi, which will be Nirvikalpa Samadhi. And that is when that Nirvikalpa Samadhi, now the Brahmakara Vritti has completely engrossed your mind. And it has marinated. Nidhidhyasana. Complete facts of what is your not true self and what is your true self. Now that has come in deeply. And after that is done, you don't need anything. Then you are free to do whatever you want. It will become a Sahaja Samadhi. Sahaja means casual. Even when you are awake, you are moving around, everything you will be seen with the Jnana Chakshu. You meet a person, you meet an object, or go to a place, everything will be with that divine eye. Because that knowledge has completely marinated. So till that state, don't do the mix-up. This is warning number 1. I'll give you a metaphor for this. Now in this world, some people are realized and some are not realized. Okay. We know this. Now if I tell you, if the realized person, you ask him, can you see the stars? He says, yeah, I can see. It's now hot afternoon, summer hot afternoon, and he says, I can see the stars. You say, what are you talking, bluffing? How can you see the stars? According to the ignorant person, to see the stars, you need darkness. The moment it becomes night, and that too if it is now a new moon night, Amavasya, you will be able to see the stars very well. Now, what is the factor there to see the stars? The stars are always there, but the light was obstructing the seeing of the stars. Now, this light is your extrovertedness into this world. The moment you cut that extrovertedness into the world, it is like you have created that darkness, and all through you can see the stars. So, for that time, you have to, till you get this Brahmakara vrutti and that self-realization, and you go to the state of, you cross the Savikalpa, go to the Nirvikalpa, and then in that Nirvikalpa state you are matured and you are moving to Sahaja Samadhi. Now the knowledge has deepened, it has strengthened within you. So what mix-up we should not do here is indulging in outward activities. That is one very important aspect which we need to take care of. Okay. Now, second one. Now we want some kind of a boost in our gaining Brahmakara vritti. So, what I could see was, we are all used to one very well associated fact, which is known as bhakti, which we have grown up from childhood. We have been practicing bhakti. We have been taught how to love somebody, and that is very easy. Now we know how to love people, we know how to love objects, we know how to love places, we know how to love animals. All this we have that knowledge. Now same way, now focus all this love and devotion towards God. Not for gaining something. That is the most silliest thing which we can do. The moment you go to God with a wish, then you don't come under the category of a jnani. You come under a category, not even a jignasu also. You come under the category of somebody who is seeking for pleasure. So, know that I am completely in love with the divine. Now, how does this come? In 10.10, 10 chapter, 10th verse, Lord Krishna says, Tesham satatayuktanam bhajatam pritipurvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam. He says, Yena mama upayantite. Says, to those who are devoted to me, without any self-interest, I grant them the buddhi yoga by which they come to me. Now this buddhi yoga is the Brahmakara vritti. He'll give you that knowledge. He'll make that knowledge stay with you over there. And as this consciousness is self-effulgent, you will get that flash. Provided how? You should be, as Narada Bhakti Sutra says, Sarvada sarvabhavena nischantitehi bhagavanenaiva bhajaniya. Very clear. You have now stopped the outwardly movement of your mind. You have gone inward. And there in that inward state, you are now bringing in emotions. See, emotion is a very important aspect, which is always associated with the mind. Now there you are saying, the Lord alone is to be worshipped, served, loved, adored, surrendered, and all the time be concerned with. Now no agendas, please, no agendas. We are at the highest state now. Our only concern is the Lord and Lord alone, not the world. I have seen enough of the world. And not the body, not any personal affairs, not even my, you can say my mukti also. No, I am not even asking that. and how is the Lord to be adored, worshipped, served, and surrendered or loved. Nischintitehi, free of anxiety. Whatever kind of situations come in life. See, when a disastrous situation comes in life, God has chosen you to test you. Now, what is the meaning of God has chosen to test me? He wants to take you towards Him. So He has some methods. So He gives you a test. And if you are getting that test, you are fortunate enough. Because there are so many people who are not even called for giving a test. You are here called for a test. Nischintitehi, free of anxiety, complete surrender. Otherwise, what? Our anxiety is always about the world, the people, the situations. Now, in that state of mind, see, we all know it is, why do we care? A small child, 1 year, 2 year child, it has surrendered to the mother. It need not think of anything. It knows that even if I try to go and put my hand in fire, my mother will pull my hand out. So, when you mean, can't that Supreme Lord not take care of you when He's taking care of this universe? So, being free of anxiety. Whatever you have given me, no questions asked. I completely trust you. Sarvada, sarva bhavena, nischintitehi, bhagavanenaiva bhajaniya. I constantly think of you, worship you. See, that is something, although it is non-dual. See, why I am saying is, this doesn't come under our practice. But use this. That pravritti which was flowing outside, you have now made it nivritti. You have brought it inside. That is the sacrifice you have done. For some time, till I finish my exams, I'm not going to party out. I'm not going to hang around here and there. We tell children, no? At least till you finish your exams, why don't you be serious? Or till you get a job, or till you become stable, financially stable in life, can't you focus on your life? No, we say this, no? So till you realize yourself, can't you be focused? So this is the way. Use your bhakti completely, without any compromise. And from that pravritti, which is outward towards the world, make a U-turn, take into nivritti, and constantly hammer on this thought of God. Even if you are doing your worldly duties, as I told you, Naham Karta Hari Karta. This is a fantastic combination. And it will work. You will not know how it can happen. See, now we are talking about the mind. I'll give you real-time examples. Shakuntala Devi, the computer, faster than the computer woman we have heard. She comes from a small town, and of course she has done a degree and all that, but from a very ordinary college of a small town. Now, as we know, she had that great knowledge of calculations, even much more than faster than the computer. Once she was with one of the scientists, the top scientists of the world, and there he said, look, I know the answer for this particular sum. I think it's Albert Einstein, I think. Okay. Now he says, I know this, and if I have to write the steps and come to an answer, it will take me 3 hours. And I know you're very fast, so I'm giving you this question. Now this is out of the purview of her understanding. It is just sheer mathematics. But since she knows mathematics, he says, I throw a challenge to you. And she took the details and she started writing down the steps. And in 30 minutes, she was able to complete it. And that scientist was shocked. He said, we are doing it day in and day out, and the first time we gave you and you did it in 30 minutes. How is this possible? She says, I don't know. Something within my mind does that. See, that is what is that Brahma, as we call here, Brahmakara vrutti. How these miracles can happen. If the consciousness wishes it to happen, then only it will happen. Otherwise, it will not happen. It is that has to choose, and then you can see these kind of miracles happening. Now, this is one story where she was educated and she was an expert who faced so many challenges and competitions in her life. There's another very interesting story. This is in Chennai, somewhere in the 1940s. A gentleman from Oxford University, he had come to India. He had to teach in one of these colleges in Chennai. So he was put in a particular place, and from that place to the college he was taking this cycle rickshaw to travel daily. And he had told one person, you come daily to pick me up at so and so time, and whatever I need to pay you, I'll pay you. So that rickshaw fellow said, okay, I need to earn my daily bread. And he was quite happy with whatever little extra he was getting from this professor. So one day, it's about, he was here for 2 months in India. It was about the 10th or the 11th day. And that day, this professor had to give a lecture, and he was preparing notes. Now, this is again very interesting. He is sitting at the back and is preparing his notes. And at one point he gets stuck. He is not able to go to the next step. Now this rickshaw fellow, who is not even a matriculate, who just knows some few numbers, that's all. Some second, third standard he must have studied. He tells the answer. This professor was shocked. He says, wait, come to this side, How did you say this? I didn't even tell you these numbers. I didn't even tell you the problem. How did you tell me the answer? He says, I don't know, sir. Suddenly these numbers started coming in my mind and I told you. Really? Then he said, wait. And then he said, I'll think of another problem and I'll give a pause. Then second time also. And by the way, this person's name is Shankaran. And this is not told much. I don't know for what reason this has not been highlighted much. But this is a true story. Now Shankaran tells him, after that pause is given, he says, this is the answer. Again it was shocking. Now after the 2 months period, now this professor, he takes Shankaran to Oxford University. And there several people conducted tests on him. How is it that you are able to give these answers? And you are not even educated to that extent. He says, I don't know, I close my eyes, I somehow get some numbers running in my eyes, and with my mouth I tell those numbers. And you all are saying, oh, very correct answer and all. Some places we tell the problem even before we have found the answer, you have already given us the answer. And when we work through our formula and we see, your answer is right. So there is something, that extraordinary power in that mind, and which is created by that consciousness. So miracles of such kind can happen only when we are blessed. That blessing is extremely important. And the easiest way to get those blessings is bhakti. You love your dog, you love your spouse, you love your children, you love your wealth, your bank balance, your house, your relatives. See, we distribute our love all across. And eventually what comes out of it, we all know what comes out of it. It may not be to you and you alone, but each one will have their own experience, how each one is rewarded in life. If you want the wisest investment of love is God and God alone. You invest everything in Him and He'll take care of you loving everybody else in whatever manner it is required. So here I'll tell you a story which happened in Kashi long back. This is somewhere in the 16th century. In that ancient city of Kashi now, there's one flower seller by name Lalita. So she's on the banks of river Kashi. People come there, they have their bath, they do their morning chores, Sandhya Vandan, jap, all that. And they buy these flowers and they go to the temple, Kashi Vishwanatha temple. So her job was all the time weaving garlands of jasmine and those lotuses for that divine rituals at the temple. Now, Lalita's situation was such that she had no home of her own, no family, nothing to lean upon, and she used to always stay in that place, on those steps in one corner. She had put a small covering over there and she used to live there. But what she had was that unwavering faith on Lord Shiva. What she does, now I'm telling you how we work in the world. Naham karta hari karta, use that bhakti there. That faith was whenever she was threading jasmine, in every petal she was seeing Lord Shiva, she was feeling Lord Shiva. In that every dewdrop, in that fragrance, in that wetness, "Oh Mahadeva," she used to whisper while threading the flowers. And sarvada, in every moment, sarva bhavena, with all my love and tears. See, you can. I've seen people so mad after even dogs. And they don't even live for more than 12, 13 years. And suddenly the dog goes away and then they have a very horrible time and then again they get another dog. See that to love God, you need to have His grace. He will not take love from everybody, but if He is giving it to you, develop it. Compromise it with what we are sharing with others. Bring it towards God and God alone. Nobody else is important to me than you in my life. Sarvada, in every moment, sarva bhavena, with all my love and taste, with all my emotions. Nishchintitehi, I am not worried about whether I am able to sell these flowers or not able to sell these flowers, whether I will get money or not, where will I get my food, where will I get my shelter, my other requirements. Nishchintitehi, without any anxiety, without any worry. Bhagavane naiva bhajaniya. I am always at your worship. Oh Lord, give me this thought continuously. So she was on these lines. Now, all days are not the same. One winter it was very harsh and a plague during that time. Plague swept it completely. In a very short period, entire Kashi was with plague. And plague meaning it is to just take away lives, not in tens, in hundreds. And immediately they closed the temples. First thing is as you know, we have seen this in COVID, what happens. All the busy places, they first close. Malls closed, temples closed, railway stations closed. Wherever rush can be there, immediate curfew closed. In such a situation, what flowers she will sell? No flowers. No, but what she is used to, getting up in the morning, she used to go get those flowers and she used to keep making garlands. But no food. Flowers are not being sold and she hardly had any savings. Now in that situation, she is just needing the flowers and doing her prayers. And after a while now, she was not getting flowers also. So imaginary garlands, as though she threaded a garland and then she is offering that garland to Shiva, singing praises in that thought. Now a sadhu was passing by and he said, "What are you doing? Have you looked at yourself? You become so frail, we don't know when you will get disease. He says, why worry? She's telling the sadhu, the Lord who weaves my life, as he has weaved the entire cosmos, and I am a small flower in his eternal mala of this entire cosmic mala. I am one small mala over there. That's all, he tells him. And now, some people, when they talk like this, you feel like she is what, out of her mind or what? That normally that thing comes, So, word of her devotion, it eventually reaches the king. There is somebody all alone on the banks of river Ganga. She is sitting there in this state of mind, and you don't know when she'll fall down and die. So now the king does a clever thing. He disguises himself as a beggar, and he comes there. And he says, oh, madam, what are you doing here? All these flowers are dried and rotten, and I can see that you're hungry. Don't you curse your fate? Why don't you even go and beg for some food? You will get some food. There are so many dharmashalas over here which are distributing food. Go to so and so place. I know. Go there, have a heavy meal and come back, and you sit here and do whatever you wanted. Lalita, she smiles at that stranger, and she says, oh stranger. Then again she says, Sarvada, my heart blooms for that Lord Shiva. Sarva bhavena, my joy or sorrow is just his prasada. I am not going to question that. Nishchintite, all my worries are under control because he takes care of me and he alone fills my life. Now, these words are vibrating with that devotion. The king was touched. He revealed himself and he said, Madam, ask me whatever you want. And he offered her all kinds of riches. But Lalita, she said, no, I don't want. He says, just take me to the temple and allow me to offer real flowers once more. Because daily I've been doing imaginary garlands I'm offering to Lord Shiva. I would like to have his darshan and offer flowers. Now, the king did that. And that night, Lord Shiva appeared in the king's dream. And he says, now I am wiping out the plague which has ruined your entire city. He was the king of Kashi. This particular plague which has ruined your city, I am wiping it out with immediate effect. And life will be normal. All the temples eventually were reopened. And Lalita's life restarted. In that same place, she is having that small stall and she is threading garlands and selling. But now what happened is everybody knows about her devotion. So whoever came, they used to stand in a big queue in front of her stall, take flowers only from her, have her darshan first, take her blessings, and then go and worship Kashi Vishwanath. So true worship is surrender. Just like the river doesn't question, it flows unabated towards the sea in the same way. So here, bring in that aspect of devotion. The outwardly mind, make it an inward mind. Extrovertedness, make it introvertedness till the time you achieve this. You cannot have a mix of both. As I said, you cannot be watching the cricket match and at the same time you cannot sleep. You have to either do one of the two. So in that way. So as Lord Krishna, he says in the Gita also, Sarvani karmanyapi mais sanyasta matparaha. He says, Ananye naiva yogena mam dhyayanta upasate. He says, those who surrender all their actions to me. See, we are people of actions because we are in the grahasthashrama. We have to do our duties. We have to take care of our spouse, our children, our guests, our relations, our friends, our whatever job, business, all this he has to say. Those who surrender their actions, I am not the doer. You have to just move one step backwards. So far I was thinking I am the doer. Now what you have to say, that consciousness is the doer through this jiva. That's all, one step backward. That consciousness is the doer through this jiva, and you become a sure witness. Nothing, you have no job, easiest, nishkriyaha, no work at all. I don't have a job, I just need to watch. What? Watch whom? Yourself. So he says, those who are devotedly worshipping me, solely meditating with their undivided yoga, he says, I become their deliverer from the ocean of death bound existence. We all are having a death bond. One day or the other, we are not there. So this is what we have to bear in our mind and move forward. Use these combinations, and that from that pravritti make it nivritti, go inside, which is outside. And second thing is, use this with devotion, bhakti, which is very easy for us. We know how to love, we know how to show affection, we know how to take care. That's one of the basic qualities of a human being. Use that towards Lord. There you are making a discrimination. That is what, which is, Viveka, we say, Viveka, Vairagya and all that. Anitya drusheshu vivicha nityam. Tasmin samadatta ihasma leelaya. Viveka Vairagya vishuddha chittam yoso viveki tamaham namami. This is what Swami Vivekananda was called as Anitya Drusheshu. Vivicha Nitya means in this universe of that continuous changing entities, that person who pierces through this and arrives at the unchanging Brahman in all his experiences. Naham karta hari karta, this one. Anitya Drusheshu. Nothing is stable over here. People, time, place, objects, nothing is stable. In that you are seeing that stable Brahman, that eternal supreme reality. Tasmin samadatta ihasma leelaya. Meaning what? You have to do with a lot of focus. As I told you, you are in a state as you are sahaja samadhi. Sahaja means casual. We tell somebody, you are looking very casual today. What makes him look casual or her casual? First thing is the clothes and then the behavior. Tasmin samadatta. In this kind of a situation, what does he do? He gets absorbed in that eternal nature. Now, how did I get the eternal nature? By knowing all the knowledge, the philosophical, scriptural knowledge which I have learned. That in everything there is existence, in everything there is consciousness. So in such kind of an eternity, seeing Brahman in everything, ihasma leelaya, tasmin samadatta, he is established. Ihasma leelaya, leelaya means playfully, sahaja, without any effort. Because he has now with the Jnana Chakshu, he is able to see the world. And why such and such a thing is, he is able to do and why am I not able to do? Because Viveka Vairagya Vishuddha Chittam. Because his mind is purified. He has done lot of japa. He has done lot of selfless work. He has purified his mind. He has meditated. He has done good karma. Viveka Vairagya Vishuddha Chittam. Yoso Viveki, to such a kind of a Viveki who has gained such kind of a exuberance in life. Tamaham namami, I salute to you. So that your grace comes on me, a little bit of grace comes on me. So these are all what we need to use. If you keep doing what you're doing, you will keep getting what you're getting. Very simple. Change your ways and adopt this. This is a non-dual practice. In bhakti, what happens? You have God and you as a jiva. There is a duality. But that duality is in non-duality. I have created this duality so that I can love you. If I want to love somebody and I am alone, how can I love somebody? I have to make somebody. So here God is my somebody. Unconditional. So be established in that thought. Okay, we'll take one shloka. We'll go for 260, and I think that's all we'll be able to do. Come, 260. Now we'll do it in a meditative state. You can keep your eyes closed and just allow this knowledge. Now what are we trying to understand over here? We are creating the Brahmakara vrutti, knowledge about that Brahman. What is this Brahman? Now that should not be completely, where you are using all your logic and all. Don't do anything. Yeah, in that way you will get to this. Okay. Ekamev sadaneka karanam karanantara nirasa karanam karya karana vilakshanam swayam brahma tattvamasi bhavayatmani brahma tattvamasi bhavayatmani. The direct translation which you can see over here, that which even though it is one existence is the cause for the many, which refutes all other causes but itself is without cause, which is distinct from cause and effect and is independent, that Brahman thou art. Meditate on this in your mind. Now I'll take one line and explain each word in that particular line. You just allow it to seep in. You don't do anything. As I told you, you're just lying down. The rest is done by whoever has to do it. Okay? Yeah. Now. Ekameva sadaneka karanam. It says that is that one existence which is the cause for the many. Ekameva sadaneka karanam. It is that existence aspect, sat aspect. So here this Parabrahman is now termed as Ekameva, one alone, that singular unchanging Sat existence which has manifested this entire multifold or manifold universe. Just like in a gold jewelry shop, that one gold is appearing as countless ornaments. It's not a creator separate from creation. It is the substratum, the very substratum, the efficient and the material cause. So this negates that multiplicity, as that avidya, what we call as ignorance, projects the many, aneka. Now here you are correcting it. It is only one. Like as the Mundaka Upanishad says, Tasmadetad Brahmanama Rupamannam Chajayate. From that Brahman, the name, form and matter are born. So where does this take you? It takes you to anything you see, you come across with your mind or your perceptory senses. Everything is existence. If something is, it is existence. And if it is existence, is nothing but Brahman alone. Very simple. So be firm in that. Look at everything. Hear everything. Smell everything. Taste everything. Touch everything as Brahman and Brahman alone. These are the important points which we need to get to practice. Karanantara nirasya karanam. What does this mean? That ultimate cause of all, but itself doesn't have a cause. This is going a little deeper. Okay, now if you are a cause, the chicken and egg story, the seed and the tree story, which came first? Here it clearly says, it is the cause of everything, but for this existence, there is no cause. Brahman is the Karanam. That requires no antara. Antara means no other cause. It's self-existent, uncaused, beyond the chain of causality that binds the world. So now this infinite regression, what we call, where you see in a barber shop, you see if two mirrors are placed one behind the other, you will see infinite images. So there is no end. So if everything needs a cause, what caused first? Brahman is the answer. Swayambhu, he is self-born. Aham sarvasya prabhavo mattah sarvam pravartate. 10.8 in the Gita. I am the source of all, from me everything proceeds. What is that? Space, air, fire, water, earth. Then Aushadeya means herbs, plantation, and from there comes food. From food comes humans and all other beings. So that way. Karya ka karanantara vilakshanam swayam. From the cause and from the effect, which is distinct, it is separate, for it stands by itself, although it is the foundation. See the kind of profoundness here. It is beyond the concept of mind. That's why I'm saying use bhakti and everything else will work. If you try to understand with your mind, we will not be able to come to any kind of a conclusion. So just listen. Let it enter your mind. Remove the ignorance, because the mind does not know what Brahman is. Unless and until you have not seen that particular flower, how will you know that flower? Unless and until you have not seen a particular variety of a dog, you will not know that breed of dog. You have to see it. Then you will, that ignorance about that dog is gone. Till that time we are all ignorant of everything in the world till we come to know about it. So Brahman is also very ignorant. Now we are coming to know of it. So this is what is now you are coming to know. Allow whatever comes in, allow. Let the rest happen. Brahman is vilakshanam, is distinct from the karya, the effect, which is the manifested world, and karana, the potential seed, and by itself it is swayam, transcendent, unaffected by the play of Maya. Swami Vivekananda says, we Hindus worship a transcendent, immanent God. Meaning what? It is nirvikara, nirguna, and also it is saguna. When it is transcendent, it is nirguna. And immanent is where transcendent, it has crossed everything, it is beyond everything. And immanent is, it is in and through everything. See, both they use. We worship a transcendent and an immanent God. Immanent is in and through everything. In 9.4 the Gita, Maya tatam idam sarvam jagad avyakta murtina matsyani sarva bhutani nachaham teshva vastitaha. By me in my unmanifest form. I am unmanifest. That is what Lord Krishna says. In my unmanifest form, this entire universe is pervaded. All beings dwell in me, but I am not in them. Meaning that I am a transcendent. Exactly the meaning of this particular Karanantara Nirasya Karanam. That ultimate cause of all, but I am devoid of all cause. Karya Karana Vilakshanam Swayam. From the cause and from the effect, I am completely away from it. Brahman is Vilakshanam, distinct from both the Karya effect, that is the manifested world, and Karana, the cause, which is the potential seed existence. I am Swayam. Nityo Nityanam, Chetanas Chetananam, the eternal among the non-eternal, the conscious among the conscious. So just like in a movie, the screen in a cinema theater, unchanged by whatever happens on the movie screen. Nothing affects it, but without which no movie can be played. Just like that. So Brahma Tattvamasi Bhavayatmani. That Brahman thou art. Meditate on this in the depths of your mind. Bhavaya. Meditate deeply. Atmani, in your own mind, in your own self. So from that intellectual grasp to that direct experience, merging that apparent, we are that apparent jiva. Say that consciousness, Brahman, is functioning through this jiva. Don't say I am Brahman, Tattvamasi. It becomes a little difficult because we are stuck in that I. Get out of that I. That Brahman is manifesting through this body, mind and senses and operating in this world. That's all. I am a witness of this. Whatever activity it is performing. Come to that state and make it an experiential fact. Not just while you are in meditation, but while you are awake. And while you are transacting in the world. Completely dissolve yourself in this knowledge. Then only this knowledge, that what we currently spoke about, all this, the ignorance of Brahman is now going out of our mind. We are able to see that ignorance is substituted with the knowledge of Brahman. Allow it to soak and keep that bhakti, ananya bhavena, and see miracles happen. Okay. 2 minutes in silence. Let's do Kruthagna, verse 57. 532. Maharshi Kapilacharya Krutagno Medinipatihi Tripadas Tridashadhyaksho Mahashanga Kritanta Krutagna, the created and the knower of the creation. Kritam means the universe that has been created. Agna means the knower of all the objects. The Supreme Self is the material cause for the knower ego, Gna, and the effects constitute the world of things and beings, Kritam. He who is the very substratum for both cause and effect is the Absolute Self, the Lord. He is unconditioned by the outer matter, vestures such as the body, etc. And thus Lord Sri Narayana is the absolute reality. Nowadays this word Kruthagna has come to mean gratitude or thanksgiving. My benefactor, that I have known Jna, what he had done, Kritam, to help me, is thanksgiving, and hence this usage is today very popular in our vernacular and our daily life. Our prayers to Lord Dhanvantari. Om Namo Bhagavate Mahasudarshanaya Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrutakalashastaya Sarvabhaya Vinashaya Sarvaroga Nivaranaya Trailokyapataye Trailokya Nidaye Shri Mahavishnu Swarupa Shri Dhanvantari Swarupa Shri Aushadha Chakra Narayanaya Swaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Mahasudarshanaaya Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrutakalashahastaya Sarvabhaya Vinashaya Sarvaroga Nivaranaya Trailokyapataye Trailokya Nidaye Shri Mahavishnu Swarupa Shri Dhanvantari Swarupa Shri Aushadha Chakra Narayanaya Swaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Mahasudarshanaya Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrutakalashahastaya Sarvabhaya Vinashaya Sarvaroga Nivaranaya Trailokyapataye Trailokya Nidaye Shri Mahavishnu Swarupa Shri Dhanvantari Swarupa Shri Aushadha Chakra Narayanaya Swaha. We offer our humble salutations to Lord Dhanvantari to give us the appropriate health till we reach our goal in life. Here Shamala has a question. Guruji, isn't it important to do some kind of selfless actions? Example, what about the Panchamahayagnas? So if we have to do that, it means activities, of course, for spiritual growth. Yes, Kamya Karma, Nishkamya Karma, and you have Nishiddha Karma. Nishiddha is where you are not supposed to do. And Kamya is for your worldly sustenance with the desire. You have to do some activities. But if you want Chitta Shuddhi, where you want to cleanse your mind and you want to move towards proper understanding of the scriptures, you need to do selfless activity. And Panchamahayagna does not come under Kamya or Nishkamya. This has to be done. The reason is you are sustaining, the entire existence sustenance is on this Panchamahayagnas, where the Pitru Yagna, the Manushya, Bhuta Yagna, Rishi Yagna, and the Deva Yagna. All these are supposed to be done. and at the same time with selfless actions for gaining more strength in terms of our wellness of our sadhana. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tatsat. Shri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha. Together we offer today's Gita Jnana Yajna at the lotus feet of the Lord. Naham karta hari karta, naham karta hari karta, naham karta hari karta. Shri Krishna Arpanamastu idam namama. Om Tatsat. So good evening to all of you. I hope you all will imbibe this knowledge into practice, because now is the time for practicals. We have to start using. How long you're going to study in a business school? 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. After that you need to go into the world and do business. The very purpose of having learnt over there. In the same way here, we have done our scriptural study. Now let's put it into practice and see whether that bhakti, go to Lord without any agenda and show your immense love and see how miracles happen. Shri Krishna.
रे मन रे मन काहे भटके बावरे रे मन काहे भटके बावरे काहे भटके बावरे मूरत मूरत मूरख ढूंढे पोथी पढ़ मुस्काए तीरथ तीरथ जल में नहाए मन का मैल न जाए मूरत मूरत मूरख ढूंढे पोथी पढ़ मुस्काए तीरथ तीरथ जल में नहाए मन का मैल न जाए जिसको खोजे रे मन